floor somewhere. Now we're going to make a, let's say, a bit of a crisscross stroke in the sky, leaving spots of white. And you see I've already lost 2 hairs, just like my head. No, I've lost more than that. So I left the areas of white, and I'm going to blend across and down. Just so it looks like there's some action here. And this brush, I think, was a little crusty, so it might look a bit streaky. Crusty, I mean, I didn't clean it out so well. So what happens when you don't do that is you end up with chunks of the brush that stick together. And then you get these lines all over the place when you're painting. Which isn't bad. It gives it some life, but not always the best. Might make you unhappy. Painting's supposed to make you happy. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to go all the way down to here, about halfway, 2/3 of the way. Go left and right, blend it out. And there we've got a finished paint. No, it's not finished yet. Not finished yet. That's just step 1. Or I guess that's step 2 after the liquid white. So now we're going to reload it with that blue, phthalo blue, Prussian blue. I'm going to try and tap it a little bit better than I did last time, just so we don't end up with streaks. Although streaks down here are not so bad, but we're going to do the water. The water, so straight across. Straight across. Something like so. It says to go about, what, 1/3? Yeah, 1/3 of the way. So we'll go 1/3 across, kind of blend it here. It's looking a little white over on this side. Doesn't look like I put enough paint on the canvas, but we can fix that. Just press a little bit harder when you're swiping. And I'll just do a fine, clean stroke across. So there we've got our sky and our water. Wipe the brush. Should just take the lid off the trash can when I'm painting. It's much easier. Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit of the clouds. Clouds are just titanium white on the 2-inch brush. And I'll actually use this liquid white brush that I had here. So this is my white brush that I had. It says tap the corner of the brush in that titanium white. So we just edge, this little edge here, if you can see that, hopefully. Just make sure we get enough painting to do something like that. And then we're just tapping around little cloud shapes here. This canvas, or this easel, I'll tell you, it's nice, but it's shaky. Do something like that, maybe come around this side here. And fluff it a little bit. I don't know if it says this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I've already deviated from the book. Just kidding. We're still on track. So I'm going to throw in some more paint here. And we'll just tap it in along our line. These 2-inch brushes make pretty good clouds. They look nice. Very low effort. Very, very low effort, which is good. Low effort. And we'll give them a little spin here. Some of these I could actually even leave alone and fine without. But oh, that's two. Let's just keep going. I put one drop of this liquid white, or titanium right here. I put one drop over there specifically just for these clouds because I knew it was going to be needed. And when you're making clouds, it's good to have a separate pile just because it can be a little clunky. You got too many colors there side by side. Fuzz here and there. That looks okay. Maybe I'll do one more because I got all this paint left. One more about halfway down and it'll go all the way across. That might look nice. Start down here, a little bit there. I know some of my videos people complain about the banging on the canvas, and I'm sorry if it offends you. But it's not something I can really control. Okay, so we've done our clouds here. We've softened them. Kind of fluffed already. I don't think I'll change them at all. I like the way they look, so I'll leave them alone. Okay, what's next? So, let's do the mountain. The mountain is probably made of mountain mix. But we don't have mountain mix. So, it's probably Prussian blue, crimson, midnight black maybe. Prussian blue, midnight black, Van Dyke brown, crimson. Prussian blue, midnight black, Van Dyke brown, crimson. Those are the colors. Normally you just use mountain mix. Should look exactly the same as this. This is our mountain color, base mountain color. I'm assuming putting the mountain somewhere in here. So firm pressure, we're going to put the mountain right here. Right here. There's a peak. And then we're just going to kind of shimmy it down over here. And over there. There we go. Scrape off any excess. Come back over here. Grab some more. Let's put another little peak right in there. Something like that. Firm pressure so the paint actually goes into the canvas. There we go. Okay. And then we'll add a little baby peak back here too. Why not? Might be too high, but that's fine. That's fine. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm not used to the canvas being right in my face like this one. Alright, I'll take this blue brush. I'll have to clean off more later. Blend out the bottoms here. Same here. Wipe out the white that we picked up because we don't want that white coming off too soon. Like that. Grab this one, pull it over this way. And then we'll grab this one, pull it down this way. Make sure we grab this one, don't want to forget him. Pull that one back. And then we'll come down here, maybe lighten this peak out a little bit down here. And then I'll just blend. Just so we don't have any anything too sharp here. Okay, that's pretty good. Looks much better on the camera. I don't know, maybe it's just my perspective. It just looks funny from this way. All right, so now I'm assuming we're going to highlight here. Oh yes, so this is titanium white. I'm going to clean this pile up because he's kind of done, but it'll be nice for any shadow colors we use on the mountains. Pull this over here, tiny bit of bright red. Tiny. Mix these up. Just a little bit of a pinkish hue. Very small, very soft. Tiny roll of paint. Now we gotta make a choice. Where do we want to start? I'll probably start here in the middle. Just build my confidence up. So it has been a little bit since I've done any mountains, so on, you know, stream. So we just want to make sure we do a nice little mountain here. Even him out. There we go. That's nice. And I always try to clean my brush when I'm highlighting these, otherwise it'll, or my palette knife, sorry. Otherwise you pick up some of this. You pick up some of the other color. It's not quite what you want. Okay, let's take our time here. No rush. No rush at all. I mean, unless you gotta go to work. I'm not on work today. That's good enough there. Let's move over onto this right peak. Maybe not enough on the edge. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Maybe a little bit more down here. There we go. Let's see. I don't really want to pull this one up there, so I'm just going to highlight him down to this edge here, just like so, something like that, and I'm going to chop it off in the background. Just got to fold my paper towel here. Make sure we're on track with the book. Okay, so you highlight that and then you do shadows with titanium white and phthalo blue. Titanium white and phthalo blue. And I'll just take these two piles and mix them together now. There's a little bit of red in there, but a little bit of red I never know what. So, titanium white, phthalo blue. If you want to make it a little darker, you can also add Prussian blue, but I'm not in the mood for Prussian blue on this. Something like that. I know some people don't like these kinds of shadows, and if you don't like them, I mean, you don't have to do. It's very much individual preference. You can do whatever you want here. Okay. And then I'll just highlight this one back here. Sometimes I pull my knife in weird ways and it does interesting things, so when it does that I just kind of go with it. Alright. I'm going to take a little bit of this white and we're going to make another little peak down here. like so. And then I'm actually going to add the blue to this. Blue to this blue. Should be slightly darker. Slightly. Ah, yeah, that's good. Just a little bit darker. Something like this. I think I pulled it too far there that way, so I'm not pulling back. Something like this. There. There you go. All good. You can move mountains. Move the mountains in this kind of painting. Alright, now I'll get this brush here. Do the old tippy tap. Tap and blend, as they call it. Now I'm tapping along the ridge where basically along the edge where I made the mountain highlights, and then I blend up. Same here. Something like so. Very nice. Okay. Well, there's a mountain. That's the first page. No, we're not even done with the first page. We've done 80% of the first page. These are only usually 2 pages. That's actually pretty good. So now we're going to take a 2-inch brush. No. This is 1-inch brush. 1-inch brush. And we're going to take the titanium white, crimson, and this base mixture. So some of this, a little of this, something like that. And we're going to add in little footy hills here. That's not wide enough. So you have to have some visual separation here. There you go. Some of this doesn't matter too much. Maybe a little more crimson. Might need more white here at the end. We'll see. You know, it doesn't stand out so much. Ah, there we go. That's kind of what I needed. Canvas is too loud. Easel's too loud. There was this, it just reminded me when I was in school, we had a band director, a substitute band director teacher. And whenever he would come in, he would always say, bass horn's too loud. Bass horn too loud. So whenever something's too loud, that's what I think of. I'm just going over it so I get a little bit more consistent color here. Because it's a little funky looking. Then I'll pull this up all the way, bottom to top. Easel's too loud. I'm going to try and blend this so it's not as harsh. We get a little bit of variation in the color. And then I'm going to do the same thing with a little bit darker color. So a little bit more of the mountain color. Same brush. And we need to add in another layer in here. Just like that. Where we pull up. I'm going to add even more of that mountain color. This is probably the darkest it'll be. Well, essentially the same color as the mountain. And we're just going to put this right in here. And I don't know if we'll actually see this one or not, but it's there. So, with that, we have page 1 done. Blue, black, sap green, crimson, and mountain mix. We're making little pine trees here, I see. Little cup here. I'll just use the old brush mixing here. So blue, black, and green. So it's basically the same color, but with green. Now we're going to add in some of these little trees down here. Same thing here. And there's just a few of these. It's just right in the middle here. So. Probably could have used a smaller brush for this, but that's fine. I think that's all we're going for over there. Yes. And I might add one bigger one over here on the right, just a little bit taller than the other ones. Little Z trees. Okay. So we've added the paint. Oops. Just gonna paint all over my cord here. That's no good. Alright, so we did the small little trees. Prussian blue, midnight black on the 1-inch brush. So this little brush again, I'm going to use Prussian blue, midnight black. These will be little bushes next to it. Down here at the base, I guess, that's what we're trying to do. Something like so. Little bushes down there. Brush lightly. Yes, reflections. We already did that. Alright, now we need another 1-inch brush. This is going to be the yellows, as always. Tiny bit of liquid white, never hurt anybody. And then we'll go into the yellows here. Yellows, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, a little bit of everything. And we'll just tap this into this. Little area back here. Make them stand out a bit. A lot of this will go away, but it's just there for show mostly. Hold the brush horizontally, pull the white color straight down into the water. Okay, I can do that. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. I'm not even going to mess with that. Okay. Van Dyke brown, water. Okay, can do that. Where's my palette knife? Van Dyke brown. This is basically a little bit of land here. Just kind of putting a little bit of land. Not a ton. A lot of times we can overdo this a bit, but I'll just put in a little bit there. And it's probably going to say white and dark sienna. Let's see. Oh yeah, titanium white, dark sienna. So we'll mix that up here. Oh, that's a little too strong. All right. I'm just adding some rocks here. Basically what we're doing. And then you know the next step. Chop in a little water line here. Always a water line. There we go. That's nice. Okay. Now we're going to do some big trees. I haven't had a bravery test yet. Big trees, foreground trees, yes. Prussian blue, midnight black, crimson, sap green. Same color, so I'll reuse the same brush. Prussian blue, midnight black, sap green. Prussian blue, midnight black, sap green. Big trees, very big trees here. So we'll start up here. I did one there. And we'll do another one here. That's a little short though. Might make them taller. Then we'll go back over here. Do one more down here. 3. Okay. That's our tree line here. Lots of pressure. Not so much at the top. But as we come down, then we start really socking it. And flip the brush over as always. Definitely get more paint on there if you need it. This is all my dark colors really. Greens, blacks, blues, all those mixed together. I think on this one, I might have started up too far, so that's probably the problem here. That's why it looks a little funny. Because if you don't start these, if you start them too high up, then it's a little unfeasible to do the trees. That's okay. We got to push it back somehow. Can't just have it sticking out like that. Okay, here's our big trees, big foreground trees. And then we're gonna have, I guess we'll probably do highlights next. I lost my spot here. Let's see. Same green, push up the front. So, need this brush, 1-inch brush here. Pushing it a little bit here on the bottom. That. Same thing over here. Oh, run out of time. Only get so many hours on the breaks. But that's okay. apologize for letting the dark color run this side. There we go. Just trying to get everything laid out before I get too far onto this side. This is a little too flat. I don't like it. There we go. That's a little bit better. A little bit. Okay. So now we got our background. We got our two sides here. I'm assuming we have to chop through the trees. But let's see what the book says. Use this paint to scrap sticks and twigs. No. Evergreen branches. Touch the middle of every tree. Okay. So. We'll be doing some of these. A little bit of the center on the streets here. This is just sand on white. Hopefully you can see the center of a tree here. Okay. These ones are more close, that's why we put the trunks on them. Because these ones back here, you can't really see the trunks. Alright. Yeah, we're just going to highlight these with a little bit of cad yellow, a little bit of sap green. Because they're a little straight cad yellow on tree branches looks a little funny to me, so that's why I don't use it so often. I mean, I do use it sometimes, but not so often. Alright, so this is just a regular fan brush. Hopefully I got all the colors off, but we'll start with the big one first. See, it looks a little funny, but it's not so bad. I'm going to hit it less hard once I go down. Alright, do the top. Try and aim for where the dark areas are. That's what I try to do. Something like that. Just make sure we got enough paint on the brush. That's all I care about here. Aim for the edges. Down here. We'll highlight that with the orange brush, so not worried about it. Alright, so there we got them trees highlighted. We'll grab our orange brush with all the yellows on it. And then we'll just go to town here on yellow ochre, sap green. No sap green. Just yellow ochre and liquid white. I'd like a little bit more yellow in there. Like yellow ochre maybe. Do the same thing where I pulled it down over there. We'll do that here. I'll make sure I wipe this color off because it's got a lot of the dark. We don't want the dark in there because it'll make it look gross. So, grab a little bit more of the brown, Van Dyke brown. Pull it over here. Here and there. Just kind of give it a bit of a shape of the land. lay of the land. Got that dark sienna and white that we will highlight with. Come back here. Same thing. Okay. And then I'll just tap in a little bit of grassy things down to mix it together. So it's not as sharp. There. I'll add in our little water line here. Just a small water line. Same thing, same thing. Lots of the same. Okay. Okay. Now, gotta scrape in some sticks and twigs here. When I do this, I always have to scrape off some paint, because you pick up a lot when you're doing this. And always try to aim for the dark areas. That helps. Like even up here. Just aim here and there. Okay. That's it for that side. Yep, push up the basic shapes of those. Scratch and indentation of sticks and twigs. Left side's kind of the same, but it has one big tree, so let's use all this. And we'll add in one big tree here. Okay. Same thing. Add in some highlights from it. On the sides here. There we go. That's fine. Nice little evergreen there on the left. Take this, wrong brush. Take this brush. And then we gotta push in some more of this color so it doesn't look so weird. Okay. So, and that we did that. Just double check that I did this right. Push in more of the color on the left side. Little bushes, yes. Okay. So, we need this brush. 1-inch brush we've been using for the light. I'm just going to use Indian yellow for this one because I really like Indian yellow. It's a nice yellow color. Very bright. Very pretty. Okay. Start here. Pick up some more yellow. Down here. Grab some more of that. And we'll keep pulling it up here. Let's pick up more yellow. Let's do cad yellow maybe here. That'd be nice up towards this end. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe some yellow ochre as we work down to the left. A little bit more of the Indian yellow down here. Just giving the illusion that there are some different bushes over in here. Maybe they're not quite connected, but they're here. Something like that. Then we'll add in sticks and twigs. Separate those, make them stand out. I have a lot of red though, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do something crazy. There, just something to separate it, make it a little crazy. Can't be too easy, you know. All right. Grab one more of these paper towels. Scrape in. Let's see what's in here. I'd say that's about finished. Mostly the same. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to show this picture or what it's supposed to look like. Came out pretty close. Pretty close. Not exactly. It's in the realm of what's in the book. So gotta sign it. And I think that's good enough for today. This was a nice painting. A little bit of liquid white. Oops, spilling it everywhere. Into the bright red. We'll just put a little signature down here. It'll look nice in the yellows. Turn orange probably. I'm still in 26. Very good, very good. Okay. Well, that's it for this one. Next one.